The mic should be on now. Yeah, it is. Impromptu commentary. No, I do these way more than you'd think, actually. I always like to turn on the mic when people show up. I usually just don't have much to say. That's out of my commentaries. There's only so much you can talk about when it's all it is just walking. I have to kind of think of things throughout the week. Going into an episode. I was gonna bring up recent events, but I'm sure we should leave that be. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna just express opinions on it or that kind of thing just because I want to stay out of politics. But yeah, I'm sure there's other directions to go. But what happened with TikTok was funny. Yeah, that was weird. TikTok getting closed. Oh, I guess in America, but it was like closed. I think some people even in other countries were experiencing the closure for some reason. But yeah, it was like only closed for like 14 hours, I think. Is that how long it was closed for? It was not closed very long, so it's pretty interesting seeing everyone like going crazy about it getting banned, and then it just kind of reopened. Yeah. Come on, keep going. Oh, goodness. People now selling phones with TikTok installed. It happens with like a lot of like things. I know like what was it? One of the apps that got removed. I remember I think Fortnite. I don't even know if Fortnite's still on phones, but I remember it got like removed, and it was like Minecraft Earth and like a bunch of games like that, and the original Tetris game. Well, not the original, but like the one that was released for phones that got removed. I don't, there's a bunch of stuff like that, and then there's of course a lot of old games that people just have that are they're like selling their devices with those games on it, kind of thing. Kind of wish I kept like an old device that had like all the old games that I used to play on it. Would have been pretty interesting to look back through that, you know, kind of now with the reference of all the stuff we have now, because you know it was a lot different. Should do that. Oh my god. PE Lite Edition. Yep. I had that on my old iPad or you know whatever back in whenever it was 2012 or whatever 13. I don't remember what year it was. But I just like tried it out because I had Java. I actually started on Java Edition, funnily enough, and I just kind of stuck around on Pocket Edition because that's what all my friends had. Like none of my friends had like, well, some of them had consoles, so I was able to do like Xbox back then. But a lot of my other friends just had like their Minecraft on their phones or whatever, so I just played Minecraft on my phone. It was a lot different to like Java, that's for sure. It was weird kind of coming back around to Java. I kind of played it throughout the years, but I never really gave it much attention. So I've technically had my account for like 12 years, but I've hardly played it out of those 12 years, except in like recent years. Just some fun facts. But yeah, I do remember like Lite Edition was weird. It was weird when I started with Java, went to PE, then to X360. I think that was about the same order as I did it as well. I think I like now have like every version of Minecraft, like PlayStation, Switch. I don't even know why I bothered to get the Switch version. It's like it's not even that good. But it's nice to have like a Minecraft that I can play with like a Pro controller or whatever when I'm not at home, kind of thing. Although I guess I have my laptop now and the iPad and stuff, but like whatever. I thought about it at the time. That was like when like the Bundles of Bravery update came out, and I played it a bit for that, like hardcore Bedrock. But I kind of am just enjoying the Bedrock server I've been playing on instead. And I've been kind of playing on my PS5 because there's a PS5 edition now, which is really nice. Oh, Scuddy, where are you? Oh, I can't even see. Oh, there you are. Where? There. Clever. I have PE, PC, Bedrock Edition, Xbox, and Java. Yep, like I said, I pretty much have all the versions. Love Spambo. Yep, nothing like it. Actually, I should make sure there's no arrows that left that I could pick up. Deflected arrows. I just kind of shot them like crazy there. Don't want to waste too many. Looks like I did. I was pretty good. Okay. Oh, I do need to do a hidey hole. Is that a zombie? Thought I heard a zombie. Anyway, I'm gonna go into the hills here. Oh yeah, food. Oh yeah, that would be a good idea to eat some food. Oh, I have bread too. I should eat that. But the times before hunger. And I know someone mentioned. I think it was like an old Minecraft player that I kind of like heard in conversation, and they're like, oh, you know, like we never really like imagined Minecraft getting hunger prior to when it was added, and that makes sense because Minecraft feels like a game that didn't really need hunger in this like stage. Like the addition of hunger really changed the game. Numbers seem closer than before. I don't know when the last time you were here, what were they looking like? Because my pace has been has slowed a bit since like August of last year, so it depends, I guess, where you left off. I still am like, if I'm close to 8 million, I'm like 4.5 million, I think. There's still good ways, but I'm hoping to make this year count, at least when I'm not in school later, like in April or whatever. I think I haven't been here in like 3 weeks. Oh. Yeah, I've been doing some fairly frequent episodes this month. It's been pretty good considering January is usually like when everyone goes quiet because it's kind of the bad month for YouTube or whatever. But it's like where like retention's not as good or whatever. I don't know. That's what I've heard anyway. But I've been keeping Journey going strong. Also W 1,000 subs. Yeah, that also happened this month. 1,000 subs and 400 episodes in Journey. It's been a good time. And I'm almost at 1,000 days in Journey to the Farlands too. What a coincidence. Well, it's still like 100 and something days off, but it'll be this year. So it'll be like the year of 1,000. And depending on how far I can get in the world here, I might even see 10 million this year. That'd be cool if I could see 10 million by the end of the year. But yeah. My channel got to 1,190 now. You might overtake me. Well, that's fun. Not to outright pay too much attention to like the competitive side of things, but it's interesting to compare a little bit every once in a while. A little healthy comparison. Totally healthy. But that's cool. All fun. Yep. That's for sure. That's like my whole channel is everything is just for fun here. That is exactly my angle. No sweat. Zero sweat, indeed. Mostly. you always gotta have a little bit, you know. Even myself, and I'm like a fairly like uncompetitive and like calm person. Everyone, I know it just based off of myself that there's that like little, you know, even if you say it, there's that little, you know, fiber. that's otherwise. Not a majority, but still. I know I mentioned it in one of my earlier Journey to the Farlands episodes, but a bunch of people on a beta anarchy server went into the Farlands, like a group of people. So that was pretty cool to see. They went, I think, through the Nether in the beta 2T. I saw that on the Discord server I'm a part of. It's probably a repeat for people who watched the episode of that one already, but I figured I'd mention it to you because it's a pretty cool achievement. It was, I mean, through hacks and stuff, like hack clients and all that, but still. A group of people reaching the Farlands is definitely interesting. You usually don't see like groups of people doing that. I know it was kind of tossed around when Celestial Gaze reached the Farlands that there should be like a Farlanders SMP or whatever where everyone's going to the Farlands, but I guess they already beat us to it. But I think they more meant like two people doing a walk together, that kind of thing, rather than like a whole server of people. Because then it'd be like all dependent on like a bunch of people's schedules and stuff. It would just never, you'd never get anywhere. SMPs are hard enough as it is. I know. But man, just some fun stuff I've talked about lately. Some Farland related stuff anyway. Might as well. While I'm doing a series walking to the Farlands. I get real rambly. I guess it's how I managed to make it through like an hour of commentary though. Usually. I was watching another stream and they're playing Grounded. Oh yeah, I haven't heard of that game in a while. Is it still like a popular game? I'm not sure. I haven't taken a look at Grounded in a while. Yeah, I played it back in like probably around 2020. Honestly, last time I played it, for like first time and last time. I feel like we could have actually like made something out of it, but we just didn't really get that far in it. That was back in early access. Yeah. Maybe I played a little bit after that. I don't know if it was quite 2020. It might have been like a I think it was after it had released, I believe. Although I could just be remembering things a bit fuzzily. Game released 2022, so I missed a bunch. Oh yeah, yeah, it must have been around then that I played it then. Because I remember it was like, I think it was released when I played it. I think I like watched it when it first came out, and I just kind of like, I went with it. And then I got like an Xbox, like the Ultimate or whatever, I think is what it is for the computer, like the PC pass thing that you get, the Game Pass. And that game came with it, or I could get that game, so we played that together in our group for a bit. Game Pass Ultimate, yeah. Yeah, it's a mix of the two that I was trying to say. Correct. Yeah, that's also probably the first and last time I got that as well. Keep going. Keep pressing on. 8 million up to will be pretty cool. Just tons of achievements. I don't think it'll be the month of January. Well, yeah, actually, it might be in the month of January that I reach 8 million. Just like probably the very end, I'm assuming. By my current pace, I still have to go like another 25k. So there'll be a few more streams. And the Farlands will be even further, obviously. Not a full-time Farlander, that's for sure. What did hit like, I think like last January, I hit 5 million, and then the January before that, it was like 2 million. So I've been making pretty decent pace. So it'll be like a few years. Well, if I get lucky this year, it'll be like 1 more year until the Farlands, which would be pretty nice, but we'll see. Probably be a bit longer than a year, but I'm saying under 2 years. That's being hopeful. But it's not really about when I get there. Well, it's exciting that I'll get there someday. It's not on the docket right now. It's just kind of keeping the journey going for now. And then whatever I do at the Farlands, I've kind of got some big plans. And I'll probably just see what happens from there for the series it's anyway. I guess I do find it a little bit, I mean, every once in a while I'm like, huh, I really am still doing this. Really am still just wandering in that silly old block game. But oh well, it's a fun task. Somehow made it this far, so I can surely do the rest. Oh, hello, Cowie. Cowie Mandel. Time strikes yet again. Oh boy, that was quite the tumble. Oh, no, jeez, never keep an eye on where I'm going. It's how I ended up falling into that lava pool, or that lava fall back 2 years ago. Was that 2 years ago? I guess it, no, yeah, it was. Wow. It was a long time ago. But yeah, no. Watch where you're going. Just start autopiloting. Damn, yeah. Minor setback. Ah, managed to eat all that bread. I should actually, well, I guess I can make some boots. Oh, looks like an impending outpost might be coming in due course. Oh dang, the armor. Yeah, might be running out of diamonds soon. I'm going to see if I can hold out till April for an outpost. But if not, if I really have to, I got my iron anyway. That's why I figured my thing here, because I don't really plan on doing an outpost until then. I was kind of planning on doing a base in December actually, but I didn't really need to. I wasn't out of diamonds or anything. So that's when you go mining. Yeah, yeah. And my last base was in June of last year. It's been a long time. over half a year since my last base in this world. I think probably the longest I've gone in this world so far without it. Although I did do a mining trip. I think I must have run out of diamonds or something. I don't think I lost them due to death because I don't think I've died since the last outpost very much. But I did have to go mining at some point, which would probably have been when I would have done another outpost. But I was just like, oh, I was fresh out of like my most ambitious outpost. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, the next one will probably be April, which is I guess almost a year later from the last base, but so be it. Wonder how big the map data size is. Good question. I always kind of provide updates. The world size currently, like the display world, is 13 gigabytes. But that's not the whole world. Oh, sorry. I gotta pop up my multi-MC and see the actual. Come on, OBS, pick up my thing again. Okay, I'll just put it back here for a second. I don't know why it's being weird. Flash banged, yeah. Journey to the Farlands. But the world got corrupted, so it doesn't show the full world size. At least for season 2 anyway, since episode 200. So this is just for the last, from now, since episode 200. Bear in mind, let it go up. It's at around 50 gigabytes. 49.4? So that's in total. So that's including that 13 in the menu. So it's like 50 for the like last 200 episodes or so. And then let me see what episode 199 was. That's the old world. Because that's like, it's all one continuous journey, but I lost the progress there too. At least the world size. I think it was around the same, so I think it's around 100 gigabytes, because I have an episode that says 100 gigabytes, so I'm assuming that's what it is. Dang. Yeah, it was 48.9 gigabytes, the old world. So that was up until, how many blocks was that? 4.3 million? So that's the first 4.3 million blocks. And then 4.3 million to now is like about another 50. Which, I mean, I'm around 8 million, so that makes sense. So it'll probably go up another 50. So I'm assuming it'll be around 150 gigabytes by the end. Because I'm close to 2/3 of the journey now being over. Always a bit of a surprise. Although I do play on like far world size. You can see how far the chunks are going out. I think, which one's normal? Yeah, so this is how the beta actually is supposed to be. I just have it on far. So, yeah, that's probably why world size is so big. The fog's just a little bit, it's like set in a little bit further. And then, yeah, he's just got like tiny looking like that, like freaking Herobrine seed. I guess I could actually lower in the fog a bit, but it doesn't really matter. World size is negligible for me because my hard drive I keep Journey on is fairly big. Watch out, Herobrine. I know. Herobrine's gonna show up and cause some madness. I think one of my Halloween specials was midst of the mist, where it was like the fog was set in and I had a Halloween texture pack and everything. I think that was the last Halloween special I did. And then the one before that was just going to the Nether for the first time in this world. Entity 303 next. Oh boy. Wonder if I find my spawn chunks again. I think it's every like 500 something thousand. I should probably resync my coordinates, speaking of which, it'd be kind of cool to run into spawn again. Bro, these cave dweller mods are still going. Are they? I think I know which ones you're talking about. I don't really I'm not too tuned into the horror stuff, but I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe I could spend a good chunk of the rest of the episode realigning my coordinates. People still making them and updating them. Oh. The Minecraft horror community, I'm sure, is fairly sizable. I wouldn't know, but what's wrong with it? My I key. I don't know what's wrong with your I key. Something, apparently. It's my observation. I can swim across this little expanse here. I don't need a boat to get across every pond. I got 2 legs and I can use them. iPhone. iPad. Are you just getting all the mileage you can out of that I key before it's gone? I gotta get some more. What it looks like. I watch, imagine. iPod, very interesting. But why does it press it and it doesn't register? Oh, strange. I could jump this one down. Oh, I see you tried to say this, but it only did THS. The cursed I key. This little spot here. Kinda cool. You got like the hills over here, a little bit of everything. All you need is the coast, and you're good. That's a cool little hill there. Nice snowy hill. Wonder if there is any water nearby. I feel like there should be. Yeah, there's some there. A frozen pond. Good place to go skating, unless you're going into that patch of water there. Or the few patches of water anyway. Every snow biome reminds me of Winter Wonderland. The outpost that could have been, well, it's probably the next outpost. A wintry themed thing, just going out of winter. It'll be spring, and I'm doing a winter thing. Got a bit of a history for being late to the party. I did like a Halloween themed outpost in like August. I think that was August of 2023. Then around Halloween, I did some like just castle. So I guess you could also argue it's Halloween themed. Reminds me of that Winter World type. Yeah. That's I think where the whole like winter kind of the physics in the game for like winter, like the snow and stuff came from. If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if that's true or not. That's just kind of what I feel is the case. Because if it was a world type and they didn't have weather for a while after that, then I'm assuming they just kind of re-implemented that into the game later on for like alpha or whatever in its own biome. I think if I had to go back to a version, it would be 1.12 up to 1.16. Yeah, it's a. I don't think I really played much of. I mean, I guess I played 1.12 when it came out, but I don't remember much of like that, like 1.12 through 1. I think 14. I watched I mainly like watched it through YouTube and stuff back in the day. I could say back in the day because a lot of these versions are fairly old now. Um, but I remember like I kind of came in like 2019, like actually playing like Survival and stuff around. I think it was Village and Pillage / the Nether update. Wouldn't go past Nether update. World of Color. Yeah. Like I remember like what came in the updates and stuff, but I just didn't have like any active survival worlds or anything, so I wasn't like actually experiencing a lot of the changes that Mojang was implementing. 1.12 is also the most modded version, or yeah, it's like the most modded version, whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I play a lot through that. Um, so yeah, that's a pretty solid choice. I kind of like even pre 1.17 Minecraft. Pre 1.16, like you said, pre Netherite and all that. 1.12 for me because Xbox One edition stopped there. Oh, I see. For my friend, I think it's 1.13 or 14 that he likes. I don't remember which one it is. It's like his like the peak version because it's like the one that he like remembers from Legacy. So that's kind of where that left off. That's interesting though. PS3 and Xbox 360 got 1.13. Yeah. Updated Aquatic. Like I don't remember when that update came out. I feel like I remember like bits and pieces of like the mob vote and stuff, like the Phantom being added. But yeah, like I said, I didn't really have like an active world going at that point, if you know what I mean. Kind of was in, I think like honestly a bit of a lull with Minecraft in those years. Not because the game was bad or anything, I just wasn't into it. PS4 was up to 1.14 because it couldn't get Bedrock port for a while. Yeah, I know that. Because I played on a PS4 edition for a long time. That was what I played with a lot of my friends on. And then I guess leading up into 2019 and stuff when I kind of came fully renaissance back into Minecraft after like probably over half a decade or whatever of not playing it very consistently. That's a pretty fun time. I like the old worlds in those in the Legacy console. It's pretty good. And yeah, the new textures look cursed on that version. Yeah, they do. I always use the old textures when I play it. I just can't get around the new textures on like the old system. I think there's just a charm that Legacy has over like Bedrock Edition now that it couldn't replicate. Like modern Minecraft on console and stuff can't replicate the old Legacy goodness, honestly. Just the stability too, not even just like the rose tinted glasses or whatever people would want to call it. It was just better like stability, I feel anyway. Like I feel like just the engine was like with like 4J, just from like playing it, it just felt like very nice. Old textures on Bedrock or Java now it just doesn't fit because of the new items. Yeah, unless you're playing like Java where you could get, or like on like a computer or like Windows 10 or whatever, where you could get like a texture pack that updates the new textures to make them look old. Then if you're just using the legacy pack, then it kind of the immersion's broken when you start to see like the new items and things that aren't covered in programmer art. 0.13 or previous. I think I remember hearing about the texture update and stuff around that time too. Like I remember a lot of this stuff, but I don't know. I just kind of like hopped in like the odd Minecraft world or whatever, and then I started like a survival world every friggin' other day if I was like playing Minecraft. Like every time I basically just start a new world or whatever, never really stuck to one. And then kind of 2019 onward was like the age of friggin' SMPs and worlds with my friends, which were crazy. 1.14 texture update was so out of the blue too. Yeah, it was. Like I could see why the ores needed updating like recently because of the color blindness thing. But like back then I think it was just like I don't know, a change in art to kind of like, you know, they just like wanted to change the art direction of the game to make it more like soft, I guess, and less like what's the word? Like sharp, I guess, very contrasty. I mean, old Minecraft is even more contrasty than even 1.13, but I still think the old textures were better. Yeah, like when I'm playing modern Minecraft, I don't mind the modern textures, but I always like have it in the back of my mind that whole thing like, the old blocks would just look better for most blocks. Yeah, there's some that are a little questionable, but for the most part, I just kind of like the more the less soft textures, you know, like the sand. I mean, sand now is more just like yellow, not yellowy, but it's more like soft. Like you don't like see the grains like this as well. Emerald block, yeah, like a lot of just general differences. Sponge, yeah. Yeah, emerald block was kind of strange. Sponge. I kind of find the old sponge block texture nostalgic, but I don't think it. I think the new one is actually probably better, more akin to an actual sponge. I feel like an actual sponge doesn't have like super dark holes or whatever, and like the old ones did. I think that was just like a bit of suspension of disbelief with old Minecraft though. You know, like all of the textures look uber realistic, and that was kind of the thing. And then they kind of have switched more into like I think the art direction has even switched again since 1.14 with like a lot of the new mobs that we're getting. Like the stuff like the sniffer and stuff using a lot more like almost pastel kind of colors. Kind of like all the soft colors and stuff. Almost pastel, not quite. Oh, and glass. Yeah. Oh, glass. Yeah. Yeah, I like the kind of the bordered glass without like the like white bits going through it. I kind of like the new glass. I know there's a texture pack that I saw someone use that has like glass with just like the border and no like weird like lines across it diagonally. That's nice. Speaking of the sniffer, what is that transition? Don't like that. The new shit is too polished. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, I think it's another change in art direction because a lot of the new mobs have a lot of different type models. Like they're very like polarizingly different to like the original mobs that were added, and a lot of that's still around. They updated the bat. I know they're kind of I think they're slowly starting to change the old mobs. I'm sure there's ones that they just won't ever touch because they've been there too long and people would like throw a frenzy if they did. But like stuff like the bat was kind of cool to make it look a bit more pixel consistent. But there's so much pixel inconsistency. They just don't seem like the same game. If you look at the sniffer's walking animation and then look at a pig walking, oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because that's still like the same old stuff. And even now I know they've updated and added new pig variants, but they're still the original pig and stuff. So they haven't completely like omitted the original. And same thing with the wolves as well. So it seems like they're just kind of paving over well, not paving over, but like adding like new complements to like the old stuff for like different biomes. But it's still kind of different to like a lot of the new mobs they're adding. There's just like some mobs that have like an inherent smoothness compared to a lot of the old mobs. Like I know like the breeze versus the blaze kind of thing. At least that's one that I think of. It's like the breezes seems to be a lot more like. I mean that makes sense with it being like air related, but I feel like its animations are just a lot different because a lot of the old stuff just hasn't changed, and a lot of the textures, of course, haven't changed since 1.12. chickens and cows are left. Yeah, I believe there was some kind of leak relating to like farm animal textures or whatever. So I'm assuming they're gonna update like the sheep and the chickens and cows and stuff. I don't know if they actually will do the sheep because the sheep are kind of weird with like being able to be dyed and stuff. I don't know. Maybe more like wild variants or something. But I know like cows and chickens for sure will probably get some kind of updates if they're gonna keep the trend from like the pigs and stuff, which I think would be interesting to see anyway. Because there's no doubt that Minecraft is shifting it. You know, it's shifting into a different thing. Because what friggin' released was like 14 years ago almost. Well, 13, I guess, as of November or whatever. So the game released, and it's completely different to how it looked in release, which is hilarious, very interesting. I mean, it's still in release now, but you know, if that makes sense anyway. Wolves, cats, pigs, it would only make sense, you know? I guess they could add more variants to cats and stuff. Because they have like the ocelot as like a separate mob in the jungle, which is separate to the cat now. Oh, yeah, maybe. Or maybe you're talking about like they actually already did it, because I think there's a bunch of cat variants already. And it's the same thing with the wolves and the pigs. I think that's just like a supporting point, I think. Yeah, they did. Yeah, okay, I was like, I feel like they already did, but you know, okay, that's a supporting point, that makes sense. Was this I key? I think it's because, oh, I see. You can shoot all the arrows you want. You're gonna burn them anyway. Oh, see, it had a little bit of grace in the sun for a second there. I am curious if they're gonna update more biomes or update more structures too, because I think that's another area of the game. I don't remember if that was you I talked with that about, but yeah, that was some stuff that I definitely want to see changed if they're kind of in the habit of kind of revamping some of the other stuff like the mob variants and stuff like that they're doing. Structure update, please. Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool to have some like kind of like not quite like the trial chamber system, but like something like that where like it's like a more multiplayer friendly version. Like the dungeons, man. Yeah. Like some actual dungeons in the game would be so cool. I feel like that would be quite the update. It might have to take like it may be like more dispersed across a few drops or something, like they're doing with the mob overhauls. But that'd be a cool task. Cool thing to see changed. Or like like what they're doing for the trial chambers, but like for like the other structures. I don't know about like the keys or that kind of thing, but like you could just have like kind of like a trial spawner system similar to that, but not, because you want to still go to the trial chambers and have that unique system. But I just figured like kind of like the loot, what is it called, the looter or the looted mod or whatever. There's a mod where like structures have like specific chests in them that everyone on multiplayer can open, kind of thing, and they get new loot regenerated each time a new player opens it. So that'd be a cool idea for Mojang. I know they're kind of leaning more into the multiplayer side of it with like the trial chambers and stuff, so that would only make sense. And also, a lot of the structures are really out of date. I think it'd be cool to have some like more modern traps built in too, and not ones that are just easily avoidable kind of thing. Like ones that you have to kind of think about a bit, and it's not just like the old tripwire or the TNT thing. I forgot that pumpkins were already carved. Yeah, in beta Minecraft, that's true. That changed. When did that change? Like when they added like the actual pumpkin block, and the need for them to be sheared. I feel like that was a while back. 1.13. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, so this is leagues before that. Yeah, it's a long ways before 1.13 where I am, of course, because this is before release, and that's the 13th major update that you're talking about. 1.13 was 2018, so yeah, like 7 years after beta. Which 2018 is also 7 years ago, so beta was as old to 1.13 as 1.13 is to us now. Isn't that something? Like 1.13 is like beta to us, or like like 1.13 is like beta to us to what beta was to 1.13 players. That's pretty crazy. I didn't. It's just the kind of stuff. It's like, huh? You put it together. It's like, oh, yeah, that's something. Beta just feels like so long ago, and it is, but the comparison. But the music for 1.13 was the most nostalgic for me. Yeah. Like, not to dig, I think I've talked about the music stuff before, but it's definitely also another different thing with like C418 not doing the music for Minecraft anymore, and kind of going more towards like the Lena Rain and the Aaron Cheroff and stuff. They're good artists. The last of C418, yeah. But I know a lot of people are like diehard C418 fans and just hate the modern stuff. I actually do like the modern stuff, but I do understand that like the old stuff just is better. Also, in like certain ways. I like it too. Yeah, I like both. I'm honestly known as like Mr. On the Fence. But I do quit jumping. Lena Rain is doing a good job. Yeah. Oh yeah, Lena Rain's doing great. Some of like the new music discs and like the more recent like 1.21 tracks I've really liked. I remember me and my buddy Devin listened to like the whole soundtrack around the update coming out, and it was good. 1.16 soundtrack was good. 1.17 to 18 soundtrack was good too. Yeah, it's just like like with the whole updates thing with like the textures and the mobs and stuff. It's just a different stage of the game, you know. There's kind of the stage that had the old textures in C418, and then there's the stage that has the new music with like Lena Rain and like the caves and cliffs and I guess around all the stuff around that, like Nether, I guess post Nether, like 1.14 and Nether update kind of thing. I didn't listen much till 1.20 to 21. There's some good tracks in there. Although it's just because I played the game a fair bit since 1.21. Like I played last summer a good while, did a bunch of trial chamber stuff. So you get to hear a lot of those tracks in game. Well, that's good. And there's I think 3 new music discs in 1.21. I mean, 2 of them are like, one of them's a remix of the other, so technically 2, but there's like 2 in a remix that you get from, I think it's all from the trial chambers. I believe I got like all 3 of them pretty easily, and then I lost a bunch of them. Yeah. Oh yeah, the music discs I definitely heard. Yeah, Creator and Precipice and the Creator, what is it? What's the music box? That's what it is. It just escaped me when I needed it most. Music box remix, right? That thing, which is kind of just like a slight little twist on the original. The only reason I have such like positive stuff to say about like Nether update onward is because that's where a lot of my playing of Minecraft, like a lot of my serious playing of the game came from. So it's coming from kind of someone who, I mean, I got a lot of the appreciation for old Minecraft and like the old versions leading up to like even like 1.13 and 1.12, and I guess around there. But I'm also like a player who played a lot in like the recent updates and can respect the modern game for its merits. I could see both sides of it, which is not really what it's not like what a lot of people want. A lot of people are like, oh, you're either beta Minecraft or modern Minecraft. But no, I'm like, I'm like, I just enjoy Minecraft. Yeah, that's me. I don't. I mean, of course, my preference is like, actually, what is my preference? Kind of like what you said, actually. Like around that stage of Minecraft, I really like. I got a bit of nostalgia for like early release, but I couldn't really imagine seriously playing that to like a long-term capacity because it's just very limited. And 1.12 and that stuff is good to play because that's like a pretty darn complete game, and that's kind of without all the new stuff and like the new mining stuff. I had a whole rant for why I hated 1.17 to 18 specifically. Oh yeah, there's a lot that can be said. Like I said, I enjoyed them, but yeah, there's certainly critiques that could be made. And it was especially weird. I think I told you that I liked the caves and or the cliffs part, but I hated the caves. Yeah, yeah, having to dig down like 128 blocks or whatever just to get to like diamond layer is a little crazy. Like I find that a little bit. I already find like the pre caves and cliffs mining to be something, but like the caves and cliffs mining is a lot different. I feel like there should have been some more adjustments. If they were going to change the ores that much, they should have adjusted some other areas to make it a bit easier. I feel like it was all just kind of a part of their plan to make Minecraft a bit more kind of, I guess, tedious. I don't know if that's actually like their intent, but it kind of just feels that way with like that and the netherite upgrade trim and stuff. Like I feel like that's all just like slowing down the game. Especially, I say that especially since I've had to restart my SMPs a lot over those updates. So I've been through the tedium, and that's kind of why I'm taking a bit of a break from the modern Minecraft and the SMP for now. Trying to get more playtime. Yeah, I think that's really what it is. It kind of like cracks down, I think, on people just like going for the greatest stuff right away. I think it's like them just being like, yeah, you guys actually need to like go through the game a bit slower. I mean, it's true. I mean, you can get a lot more out of the game just by going through it slower. But I feel like making the ores more strategic and stuff was cool. But a lot of the stuff they tried to do, like making the world deeper and stuff, was all cool in concept. But there's a lot of like tedium that comes along with it, without like introducing new systems or that kind of thing that would make it easier. Because we still have the same old diamond and stuff that we're going after, and that kind of thing. Like there's not really I mean, not that they really need to add new tiers or anything, but like I figured there could be like I can't think of one off the top of my head, but like I'm sure there's something that someone could think about that would make like that whole like process a bit easier, like even more on a technical level, maybe not so much like features, that kind of thing. But no, I do see a lot of that. Like the mining is just so weird now compared to the olden days where you just go to one layer and you just get everything. It's kind of cool, but also like having to kind of run about and gather different ores and stuff is a bit, like I said, adds that tedium. 1.19 was mid. I know, I hear a lot of people call it like the mild update and stuff. I feel like it was okay. Like the worlds that I was playing around that point were just kind of bad in general. So I don't really have a good thoughts on it just because of that. It's not really so much on the update itself though. I've had a lot of fun building with the blocks that I added and stuff, and I haven't really messed around with frogs or anything, but I've seen a lot of that stuff in game throughout the years since then. 1.20 was cool and 1.21 was also cool. I think 1.21 was a really cool update. I like initially when I saw it in Minecraft 5, I was like, well, I feel like a lot of people got the impression that I was like, oh, that's it, kind of thing. But like I feel like me and like Devin were saying that I think it was just like the presentation, like the way they presented it initially, at least for me, that was like, oh, kind of like leaving me wanting more. But then when it actually came out, I was just like, oh, this is the greatest. This is so much fun for multiplayer worlds and stuff. Even single player, it's pretty cool experience. I like the mangrove. Yeah, the mangrove is a block I've always kind of returned to in modern builds. I found myself kind of always going back to that, funnily enough. And Trails and Tales wasn't too bad either. I feel like Trails and Tales was another one that kind of came out in like a weird spot. I covered the deep dark and stuff. It was yeah. I feel like there was like, for like when I did it, like I went down there like the first time, got loot, and it's only been really a novelty that I do every few worlds now, and it's not really like anything I really rant and rave about. Not really worth going to until 1.20. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the deep dark on its own prior to Ancient Cities. The Ancient Cities were pretty cool, though the loot left a bit to be desired. It was cool to get like some unique enchantments and stuff, like the soul, whatever, the soul sneak and all that, disc fragments and that kind of thing. One of the people I'm living with is just like, oh, that's some nice music. I'm like, little did they know. Listen to the many stories that I have behind these songs, just through the experiences of Minecraft. Take one look at Woodland Mansions, and then take a look at the Ancient City. Lacking. I wouldn't say that. I mean, yeah, like lacking in terms of like actual like stuff to go down there and get. Like the Warden is kind of just like a novelty experience, just to be like, oh my god. Yeah, but I feel like that always what happens. But I feel like the Woodland Mansion, Woodland Mansion's a cool structure. But I feel like the Ancient City is just a really cool atmosphere. It's just like the actual structure itself. I love like how they've decorated it and stuff. Sure, there's not much reason to actually go down there. Feels like a YouTuber mod. I mean, I think it was kind of, I guess, going along the lines of like some of like that, like the stuff like the horror related kind of. Well, it was kind of like going back to like the early days of Minecraft horror. It's like not really knowing what's in in front of you or out, just out of distance kind of thing. But yeah, I see what you mean though. That can, I guess a lot of people have that argument about a lot of recent stuff, but like stuff being like, oh, it feels like it's from a mod, but like I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff feels that way. Like when like it's just like new stuff, it's like, oh, it feels like a mod because yeah, it's different to, I guess, the Minecraft before it. Cherry groves for me. All the cherry groves. Like I don't hate them. I think cherry groves are cool. I haven't based in them. I'm planning on doing it in my current world that I'm playing, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. I think after my break I'll probably get started on that, but can't help to think back to Biomes of Plenty. I feel like Minecraft's biomes are pretty good, especially the recent ones they've been adding. you know, yeah, sure, it's not it doesn't hold a candle to Biomes of Plenty, but I feel like it's a lot more difficult to add like brand new biomes to Minecraft these days. I feel like it has to go through a lot of trouble. I mean, I guess any Minecraft feature you could say the same for, but I think like adding new biomes willy-nilly is not really something Mojang can do, I guess. But can't. I don't know, yeah. They're both like just very distinct things. You know, Mojang's takes on new biomes were definitely different. I feel like, I guess, I don't know if it's like a purposeful thing. I'm sure it's just like creative decisions. But I feel like there's also like a certain like require or like necessity to kind of be different to like the modded, really like the modded stuff. I mean, sometimes they actually do like implement modded stuff, but they haven't done that in a long time. My argument to those people who say they added Mojang's updates in a day, do the same for Bedrock. Yeah, I remember seeing like the freaking thing of like Mojang if they worked on stuff for like X amount of time or whatever. People just like calling Mojang lazy or whatever, not really thinking about the fact that they have to go through like a whole corporation and stuff and like do like, well, I'm sure based on like the update drop system now, it's probably a lot more like corporate. They like please like Microsoft and stuff with like quarterly drops. I'm sure it's, you know, it's to like soften like they'll, you know, not have one update come out a year, because I feel like that was a bit dated anyway. But I feel like that's also a part of it. There's like Mojang's under Microsoft, and while they have a lot of freedom, there's still a lot of that corporate undertones to things. So they have to get like approval on all sorts of things. So to add like new things for Mojang and stuff takes a long time. Whereas a modder could just cobble it together in like a few hours or whatever, if they're, you know, good enough at like texturing and stuff. A matter of hours. Well, it probably takes longer than that. I don't know much about modding. And not to mention with new updates, now they have to make sure both Java and Bedrock get the same features at the same time, or add functions at the same time. Yeah, like they both have to be mirroring each other. Because I remember the time when they weren't, and Bedrock was always kind of lagging behind. So that's another thing on top of it. Why I'm sure a lot of the modern updates have. I mean, I guess I feel like a lot of Mojang's kind of their development decisions have changed a lot since Caves and Cliffs. I feel like that really shaped, you know, a new era for updates for Minecraft of like smaller stuff. But it's interesting to see like Minecraft in more of like a bite-size updates kind of thing, because we're so used to like the major overhauls of like a certain aspect of the game. It's interesting to see like the overhauls kind of coming in like a slower pace these days. 1.16 brought them together, yeah. Ever since then, which I guess is indistinguishable for me, but I do remember the days of like them both being out of sync for updates. Okay, I'm gonna probably wrap up my stream here. I could do a hidey hole. All right. Just because it's going on for a bit and I need to do some other stuff. So, I just dig out the hidey hole. Their version numbers are different too. Yeah. Just a complete like desync. It's just need to think of like old Bedrock kind of having to get up to pace with Java. Pretty much. In its own way. 1.14 was like 1.11 for Bedrock. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. You usually don't think about it. But yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna leave though for now. I would love to stay and keep chatting, but I should probably get back to work. So thank you for tuning in. And thank you everyone on the YouTubes for tuning in as well. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've already said that. Anyway, see you next time. Goodbye.